Okay, so here we go. Now I'm really intrigued about the lyrics. Let me in, the voice cried softly from outside the wooden door. Wait, I gotta go back on that. I just like, I bellowed that loudly. So I gotta do that over. So here we go. Let me in.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, right here, and I'm going to react to another Slint song from Finbar. So, um, on this channel today, you'll see that the song "Washer" by Slint is published, and that was the first one. Finbar made sure that I listened to that one first before this one, which is "Good Morning, Captain." So, "Washer" was a very depressing song through and through in the lyrics, in the song instrumentation, everything matched. It was all hook, line, sinker, just depressing from note one to last note. That's what the band was, I think, intending to do. As I said on the other reaction, mission accomplished. And so, will this song be "Good Morning, Captain"? Will it be kind of in the same sort of boat? Does I get it? I wasn't even trying for that. Captain Boat.
Let me in, the voice cried softly from outside the wooden door.
The bass and the drum are just so in sync with each other. That's so cool. I love the bass sound, the tone. Yeah, and now you get into some kind of talk speak here. Well, sing speak. Talk speak.
Scattered remnants of the ship can be seen in the distance. Blood stained the ice along the shore.
And second song from this band, and just again, the second song in a row where just this guitar, the rhythm guitar is like minimalist. It's not given so much, just some notes, but just enough. But just yeah, just making it such a stripped down. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of the next thing, but just it's stripped down. There's something eerie about it. There's a darkness, a shadowing of the song, just like the last one. And I think it's that kind of that guitar, just that lean, 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 lean. It just those sort of far and few in between, kind of like the strums. I don't know. I'm trying to articulate it, but it's unnerving. You know, but we'll see.
I'm the only one left. The storm took them all. He managed as he tried to stand. The tears ran down his face. Please, it's cold. was left behind by the storm. He felt the creaking of the stairs beneath him that rose from the sea to the door. There was a sound at the window then. The captain started. His breath was still. Slowly, he turned.
Love the drums, just the drums, what he's doing. He's doing these little rolls, it's just he's standing out. He really is. More so, I think, in this song than the other one that I just did, um, which is Washer. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Uh, these two songs, that one and this one, they're very similar. And this guitar right here, I wish it would take me somewhere. I wish it would go and do something extraordinary. Right now it's interesting, but I need it to take me to another height, another level. And then it stops.
From behind the edge of the windowsill, there appeared the delicate hand of a child. His face was flushed and timid. He stared at the captain through frightened eyes. The captain reached for something to hold on to. "Help me," he whispered as he rose slowly to his feet. The boy's face went pale. He recognized the sound. Silently, he pulled down the shade against the shadow. Lost at the doorstep of the empty house. I'm trying to find my way home. I'm sorry. I miss you. I miss you. I'm torn. I
No, that's nice. Yeah, really interesting second song from this band, and it's funny. The last one, Washer, I picked up on this sort of Stone Temple Pilots type of sound, one of their songs from the '90s, and then this one had more of like a Tool sound, I think, without knowing too much Tool, but just this sounded more metal. So are they a metal band? Yeah. Um, yeah, I this one was more rhythmically, if that's such a word. This one definitely was more interesting to me. It moved more, so it was more interesting. Um, that slowness, um, I can only take, it just, I needed to change up a bit, and they did it in the song. Um, and where I said earlier about that sort of that heavy sort of to sort of take me, it took me, it it took me a little further than I thought it was going to. Um, but I still think I needed something else, and I'll explain that on the other side. So what's really interesting about this song, comparing it to Washer, um, why you compare it to Washer? It's a song. It's its own thing. Yeah, I get it, but it's from the same album. And Finbar, you did request that I listen to these two songs, so I'm going to compare it a little bit. Different than, well, the same thing, right? As far as like what's similar is that minimalist rhythm guitar notes, right? So it's very, in that regard, it's similar to Washer. Where it sort of veers away though is the rhythm. The rhythm definitely moves more in this song compared to Washer. That bass drum sync, that's fantastic. It really comes out strong here in the song. Um, yeah, but again, like every other instrument, the bass and the drum, it still has that sort of minimalist kind of feel to it. Okay, but what saved it for me was it did again flow. It was more fluid. Um, and I appreciated that. I really did. Then it gets heavy, right? Followed by like louder rhythm guitar notes, right? So it gets as the song goes on, it's getting heavier. Um, and yeah, that there's actually that one particular part where it just really comes in heavy, um, with the loud rhythm guitar notes that I just mentioned, and then pulls back a bit, and then it gets heavy again. Um, it's definitely more rocker. And so all in all, I found that interesting, that contrast to Washer. Um, yeah, think I still needed more though. I needed more. Um, I think I need to maybe listen to the whole album. I really do. And I'm not saying I'm going to react to all the songs and put that all on into the music, but I think I need to actually personally check out all the other songs because just from these two songs, it sounds like a concept album, and even actually reading some of the stuff off the wiki, um, it seems like they went into Spiderland, really wanted to create, I think it's about 6 or 7 songs, so it's not a lot of songs. Um, and is it McMahon, Brian McMahon? Is he like the author of all the songs? Whoever wrote them, if he wrote all the songs, then yeah, he was. I think he's trying to sort of piece things together. I mean, that's just my first guess, just from these two songs, that he was going for like a concept album. Just depress the shit out of everyone who's listening to but with also really interesting music. And I really say that with a lot of respect because, again, like I talked about on the other reaction, Washer, um, you don't have to, and I know Brian's not the lead guitarist here. Um, and that guy actually, the lead guitarist, was talking about how on Washer, he was pretty proud that he only kind of came up with these sort of a solo, like a one or two note kind of solo thing, and that those are the kind of solos that he was really into at that time. And I love that sort of innovative approach to guitar solos. I am not a shredder. I mean, if you shred with emotion, put yourself in the shredding, then the shredding could be amazing, but shredding technically, I don't know. I appreciate um the talent and the gift, and the technical expertise, but then I don't know, I quickly get bored. You got to put a lot of emotion. And that's the thing here. They're definitely putting in their minimalist playing. It's a lot of emotion is dripping with almost every note. And that's what makes these songs really interesting. Both Washer and this one too. Um, so yeah, but it's still leaving me it's not leaving me full. Like, yeah, I get it, and I need, you know, this is great. I'm going back to this. I'm not feeling like that. And I'm not sure. I think I have an idea. I mean, it could be the whole depressing thing and all like that. This one's a little different. So, but there's something that's just preventing me from like, this is going on a playlist. I'm going back to this a lot. Um, and it's bothering me right now why I'm not feeling that way. But with that said, Finbar, I pledge to you that I'm going to actually listen to the whole album, and I'll actually communicate to you through email, through Kofi, and let you know what I think about it. Um, Absolutely, it is worth a full listen to the whole album. So with that said, um, this group is out of Louisville, Kentucky. They formed in 1986, if I got that right, and this is 1991. And this is off the album Spiderland. Yeah, so let me get into the lyrics here. And it actually is a write-up from someone on genius.com, which is a lyric website that I use a lot. The closing song to Slint's final record. That's amazing too. They only put out two albums, and they've been sort of on and off sporadically, but they haven't put anything out since 1991. What are they doing? Put something else out. With that said, this contributor writes the closing song to Slint's final record, McMahon's. I'm going to go with McMahon. I know I've been saying McMahon. McMahon's words: a narrative of a captain who lost everything with an explosive coda that drove McMahon off the edge before the band's initial demise. Oh wow! So without going into Wiki again, Finbar, let me know what happened to McMahon. I mean, I did click on his name in Wiki, and I think he's in his 50s, so he's still alive. But what does the contributor mean here? With an explosive coda that drove him off the edge before the band's initial demise. Yeah, let me know. Put that in the comments, please. Alternatively, the song is the capstone to an album about the loss of childhood and the move to adulthood. This is still Genius.com contributor. The song tells the story of the captain, a young man being the only one among his crew, his peers, who lingers after the storm. The switch from childhood to adulthood. Okay. He makes one last appeal to his childhood, the boy, before having to accept becoming an adult. That's really interesting. That's fascinating. You can actually make a book out of that, even a movie. The song's lyrics allude to the Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I've heard of the poem. The author actually it's not ringing a bell, which is interesting. But the poem name is. Uh, it tells about a sailor who recounts his tale as a sole survivor of a devastating sea voyage that kills the other crew members on board. Okay, and it's interesting. I did see mention of that in Wiki when I was going through the album, and accordingly, all the band members vehemently denied that the song was based off of that poem. The contributor here for Genius.com does not say that, does not mention the band's No, 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 it's not at all. So that's interesting. Um, okay, so here we go. Now I'm really intrigued about the lyrics. Let me in, the voice cried softly from outside the wooden door. Wait, I gotta go back on that. I just like, I bellowed that loudly. So I gotta do that over. So here we go. Let me in, the voice cried softly from outside the wooden door. Scattered remnants of the ship could be seen in the distance, blood-stained the icy wall of the shore. I'm the only one left. The storm took them all. He managed as he tried to stand. The tears ran down his face. Please, it's cold. When he woke, there was no trace of the ship. Only the dawn was left behind by the storm. He felt the creaking of the stairs beneath him that rose from the sea to the door. There was a sound at the window then. The captain started. His breath was still. Slowly he turned. From behind the edge of the windowsill, there appeared the delicate hand of a child. His face was flushed and timid. He stared at the captain through frightened eyes. So again, this is the author, right? Um, it's the same person. It's him as a boy staring at him at himself as the captain, right? Through frightened eyes. The captain reached for something to hold on to. Help me. Help again. I have this penchant for like yelling, being dramatic. Help me. Help me, he whispered as he rose slowly to his feet. The boy's face went pale. He recognized the sound. Silently he pulled down the shade against the shadow, lost in the doorstep of the empty house. I'm trying to find my way home, and I'm sorry, and I miss you. I miss you. I've grown taller now. I want to, wow, this, I'm actually getting almost a little emotional on this one. This is amazing. What a concept. Finbar, this is actually making me want to go back to the song. I got to hear the song now with these lyrics sung. In fact, even the first one too, Washer, because I didn't really write anything down in my notes. I think the lyrics for both songs definitely warrant going back. I want the police to be notified, but I swear with this song, I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. Well, he misses the childhood. He misses the child that he was. If I'm right on that, I think that could be said for a lot of people. I don't know if I'd want to live my childhood again, but I think I'd like to meet myself. It's as sort of corny as that might sound. Would definitely want to have a conversation with myself as a younger person. That'd be fascinating. It'd be like Twilight Zone-ish, which would be it'd be scary as hell. But if I kind of like knew, um, sort of the context, like what it was that I was getting myself into, and I was prepared for it, I'd want to actually meet my younger self. Why not? And at different stages, when I was a kid, a teenager, even in even in my 20s, you know, and tell them all the things, all the mistakes that they made, and to redo them, so my life would be different. I'd be flowing in money and all that. No, no. Actually, I'm surrounded by people who love me, a wife and sons and other family members and friends. Um, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't have it any other way. I think there are some things I would redo, but with that said, um, yeah, I'm at the point of my life where there's more contentment in my life than like restlessness and, you know, sort of regretting. Yeah. Um, Finbar, these two songs, you absolutely made me think and ponder and reflect. And that's a wonderful thing. So these two songs absolutely made me do that. And a solemn promise to you that I'm going to go back to that album. I'm going to go to the album. I'm going to listen to all the songs. I think it's what, 6 or 7. I think it's warrants that kind of listen. I think that's where all the songs will connect. And I actually appreciate these both songs. It's bothered me that I'm not like I gotta put this on a playlist. I'm wondering if I go back to the album or go to the album the first time and listen from beginning to end, then maybe that might change. And also knowing what the lyrics are saying, the real stories that are being told. Uh, yeah, I'm actually fascinated to see how that all sort of unfolds as I go back and listen to these songs again in the whole album. So Finbar, you take care. Thank you so much. You have a good rest of the day. And to everyone out there, if you like this song, like this band, put that in the comments. Let me know why. And also hit the like button. That'd be pretty cool. And sub if you haven't already. And in the meantime, I'll see all of you on next episode of Into the Music.